In this case, we put a number up here, and it's good to, again, just like we had ranges for goals, we could have a range for a budget. We don't have, everything doesn't have to be so fixed and rigid and locked. We have to be kind of dynamic with this process and be willing to.
Do you feel that maybe the budget should be identified first? Because if your goals are so lofty and you don't realize that your budget is there,
it can. I mean, so that's, if you're a client and we're having this conversation, it's one or the other. Either tell me your goals, and then I will tell you, I will fill in the other side of the equation and tell you how much you have to spend, or tell me your budget, and then I'll tell you what you can achieve for that.
What we can get, and then you could determine.
You can't necessarily, I mean, if you say both, then, you better be able to know how to get there, right? So, it might not, like, it's like an equation that's, you can't solve both sides. You have to put in one side, and then the mathematicians, or in this case, the marketing strategist has, with real science and hopefully some history in your business. I mean, it should never be pure guesswork. So if there's so much data nowadays. Like if you have an e-commerce site for whatever you're selling, there's all kinds of averages and statistics. And okay, there's an average, like about a 1% conversion rate for e-commerce sites on average. Now certain kinds might be higher and lower, and if you're selling a $50 product versus a $3,000 product, there's going to be a different kind of metrics there. So the answer is yes, budget can come first, but it's really just, it can go either way. And it should really be happening hand in hand. Now, as I said, having a budget range is good. Knowing what the available cash flow is, which is a realistic question for all businesses of all kinds. One thing I strongly advise against, and this is why you have to do different models. What people do, I wish I could draw this out, maybe I will later, but what people do often, especially in the startup side, is they start presuming that they're going to be making money in the first couple of months that's going to fund their marketing very soon. So it's like, oh, okay, we'll just do a little marketing. So basically they think the only cash flow they need is for like the first month. And then I'm going to start making money, right? And then it's going to fund my marketing, which is it's like a 5% or less reality, especially for startups. More established businesses, they know their cash flow and it's much more predictable. But for smaller businesses and just getting out of the gate, that expectation that you're going to spend for the first 2 months and then it's all going to be revenue to fund the marketing is that's a big audacious goal. So you should have your more conservative path, and you should know where your cash flow is coming from to fund all this. What's the flexibility level of the budget? These are just, again, a lot of like database driven questions, but that are important.